Hi everyone, it's Chenzo from Reality Art Pod, here to talk about the challenge 41, Vets and New Threats, episode 5, titled Pride Comes Before the Fall. Last week on the challenge, a Sudoku challenge saw Ben and Michaela come out on top, and after Vet Bananas faced off against Threat Gabe, Bananas split. Before I dive in, I put a link in the description to my playlist to catch up on my previous recaps. If you like the content, consider liking and subscribing, and you could use my link to try Paramount Plus for free. But let's dive into it. We picked teams last week, so the teams are Olivia and Ben, Jake and Michaela, CT and Sydney, Adrian and Turbo, Jeremy and Ashley, Leroy and America, Tay and Theo, Will and Aviv, Anissa and Cedric, Derek C and D, Izzy and Derek K, Leo and Cara, Justin and Nani, and Gabe and Lekka end up being a team of two new threats because the vets have too many divas down. Players take the bus home. I love to see the bus ride. The group is impressed with Gabe, and most of the new threats are feeling good that Bananas is gone. Michaela says it's okay they feel that way because the pride comes before the fall. Oop, she said the thing. Back at the house, Dee makes a shrine to Bananas, complete with a banana, a fire hazard candle in bed, the footblocker sign, and one of her bras. The next day, the rookie guys are uniting, wanting to maximize on the numbers and get two vets into elimination this week. Theo tells us the rookies are basically naive and in for a rude awakening. Anissa walks in on the rookie meeting. She's being a little spy. Pretty abruptly, Cara Maria gets bad news from home and has to leave, so we lose Cara here, who was a weird presence this season, having come on the show right in the middle of the controversy on social media. I was expecting that to be addressed somehow, but Cara doesn't really have a storyline at all this season, besides being anti-bananas, but she leaves in an unfortunate way with her mom sadly ending up passing away, so she made the right choice to go home. The next day, players head to the Daily. TJ addresses Cara's departure. Leo's getting a new partner. Enter Janae, 13-time challenger, 3-time finalist, and 2-time champ. I like the switch out for Janae over Cara. Wish it was that way from the beginning. I love Janae, but she performed so much better on All Stars, and coming in so late is such a disadvantage. I'm rooting for her, but I don't know if I feel good about this. In this challenge, teams need to race to dig up poles that they'll use to build a field goal. Then one player from each team has to kick the football over their field goal. The first 8 teams to finish get points. The fastest team wins the daily, and last place goes right into elimination. They get started. Derek K is disappointed that his partner Izzy isn't helping him. CT is really helpful to Sydney. She's digging as he's lifting that heavy log. Players are working their booties off, and these poles look dangerous as hell when they fall down. Ashley's again frustrated with her partner, this time Jeremy. You know, it gets to a point where the problem might be you and not everyone else. They start building their field goals. Derek and Izzy continue to struggle. Ashley's moaning in agony, which Adrian says sounds like porn. Janae doesn't feel like Leo is a good teammate. He just wants to do his own thing. Michaela and Jake get their field goal built first, and ultimately win the daily, followed by Adrian and Turbo, Aviv and Will, Lekka and Gabe, Anissa and Cedric, America and Leroy, Sydney and TT, and Ashley and Jeremy are all getting points. Ben is kicking over and over again, getting to 16 attempts, and he just doesn't know how to kick a football, which is actually embarrassing. Once he gets to the point of crying, Olivia takes a turn and easily kicks the field goal, leaving Izzy and Derek K and D and Derek C in the bottom two. It comes down to a photo finish, a simultaneous kick, which sees D and Derek C becoming the dead last losers in the challenge. Daily winners Michaela and Jake get to pick one team to save from elimination, and TJ reveals it's a guy's elimination. Derek is going straight in and will face off against the house vote. Back at the house, Janae has to start strategizing. She knows most of the vets, especially Derek C, who she's really close with, but who cares about that? Players are going to the club. Happy times. Derek isn't thinking about elimination. He's drinking about it, feeling confident. Michaela's once again taking a back seat in the decision. She tells us whatever Jake decides is fine with her. Derek tells the winners he wants to take out a new threat. Jeremy's trying to bring in Gabe. The Janes and Tarzan Alliance see Gabe as an asset because they see the game more and more becoming vets versus new threats, and Gabe is one of the strongest threats. Derek C tells Ashley he wants to take out a big name. On the rookie side, he wants Will or Jeremy. Ashley's not down to lose her partner Jeremy and to become the hangnail. Derek is making Ashley's eye twitch with this. America rats Derek's plan out to Will. She knows the rookies need to stick together. Back at the house, Ashley's still crashing out about being the hangnail. Olivia's like, I don't care, I'll be the hangnail. Also worth noting that Theo tweeted today that Olivia's been pregnant on this show since episode 3, which is making me see everything she does under that perspective. The next day, the vets are riding with making Olivia the hangnail. Now, Olivia's acting like she didn't mean it in a volunteering way and is faulting the other players for thinking that. I would have thought that too though. So we get to the deliberation. Michaela and Jake decide to save Leo and Janae, with Jake wanting to pull Leo in close as an ally. Olivia's annoyed that she got called out for saving a team that wasn't at risk when she won, but now other people can do it and get away with it. They get to voting with votes split all over the place. Gabe votes for himself, Anissa votes for Justin and Nani, which pisses off Nani, but most votes pour in for Ben and Olivia, and Jeremy and Ashley, which ends in a tie vote between these teams. So TJ forces them to vote again, but they can only vote for the tied teams. Anissa votes for Ashley, and Ashley confessionals that that Anissa can't stay loyal to anything besides losing the challenge. She ate her up with that. The vote ties again, so TJ brings on a coin toss, which Ben loses, so Ben will face Derek C in elimination. Following this, the vets are annoyed with Anissa. Aviv says that Anissa is loyal to Olivia over the other vets. Players head to elimination. A him-branded hall brawl called Him Collider. They'll start back-to-back holding a football, racing around the circular hall, with the goal of passing their opponent and scoring their ball in the basket. Best of 3 will win. They get started. The first round is pretty low contact. They run past each other, and Derek scores the first point. In round 2, a harder hit, Derek tramples Ben and gets his second point, eliminating Ben from the game and making Olivia the hangnail next week. Props to Derek for beasting this elimination, but this has to be one of the lamest hall brawls I've ever seen. So we lose Ben here, who I didn't really have high hopes for coming into this, given his fighting stats off the show, but he ends up being a competent player for the most part, making alliances with the other rookies. He had some silly moments, doing his announcer voice in confessional, which I was expecting. It all falls apart for him here in this episode, starting with that really pathetic attempt at punting a football. The field goal was like 10 feet away. Then he got voted in and lost a coin toss, and he gets hall brawl. I take issue with the fact that he has a fighting background and is a fighting commentator and just doesn't take the effort and make contact in the hall brawl, and got his ass honestly kicked by Derek. In the end, this was a bad episode for him. Bad in the challenge, bad social game, bad luck, bad elimination, and I wouldn't care if we saw him again, but there's some appeal to this clumsy character who's bad at the challenge on every challenge cast. But that's all I have to say about this episode. Let me know in the comments what you thought of Jake and Michaela's daily win, John A joining the game, Cara's departure, and Ben's elimination. If you like this video, consider liking and subscribing. I'll be back next Wednesday with more challenge. Until then, you know where to find me. Bye.